What's up, guys? I'm Mike D'Antonio, founder and CEO of StockedUp, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have an awesome episode for you guys today. We're going to be talking about a lot of stocks that exploded today, like Uber, TWLO. We're going to be talking about TMUS that had a 10% move up today. They beat their earnings estimates. We're going to be going over the jobs report that is going to be announced tomorrow. Also, we're going to be talking about some momentum plays and a $4 million put option on a certain stock. We're going to be talking about that at the end of the video. But if you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe. You can see our daily stock market watch list every single day on your homepage. That being said, Tom, if you want to get us started with Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, definitely. These were two stocks that everybody has been watching the past couple of days. And today, Lyft ended up shooting up during the regular market session, and Uber just had great earnings, terrible earnings actually, ended up shooting up. But the good thing about it is that their CEO reported that ride volume is increasing from April, which is very good for their company, obviously, because they're going to be generating more revenue, and more revenue coming in is always good for the stock. And Lyft did shoot up today in the regular session so much that a lot of people in our Discord were looking at Uber. And I know quite a few guys ended up getting in with some calls today, so they should be pretty happy as long as the prices stay up near around 33, 34.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm pretty sure Uber had a very similar overall setup as how Lyft did. So they didn't have quite terrible earnings, but in this market, they're still losing a ton of money, so their earnings were not good by any means. But like Tom said, they do have an increase in riders and drivers, so that's good. I believe Lyft also had about a 3% increase. But yeah, pretty much Lyft shot up yesterday on earnings, and that dragged Uber up. And then Uber shot up on earnings today. So there's definitely a lot of upwards momentum in the car ride sharing industry right now. So you guys can play this by just doing the solid momentum plays that we talk about. So you could see right now on Tom's chart, you could see yesterday. So Tom, the pre-market yesterday, that high exactly right there. Pretty much all you had to do is watch for a breakout of that after hours high. When it broke that, momentum play straight up. So you could do that on pretty much any stock. For Uber, that would have worked amazing. So you could do the same thing with Uber and Lyft tomorrow. Mark the high. Right now, what's Uber's after hours high right now, Tom?
$34.
About $34. So if it breaks that tomorrow at market open, it could be a good bullish signal. So that's good. And then, Lyft is pretty much doing the same thing. Tom, if you want to pull up a chart real quick on that, you can see Lyft, very, very similar movement. So Uber and Lyft are pretty much going to go hand in hand with charting and, movement overall, especially right now. But we also had, Tom, if you want to talk about TMUS.
Yeah, T-Mobile, they beat their earnings actually by quite a bit. That you can see they have 1.1 earnings per share down here, and the analysts were estimating them to get about 0.89. So they did beat it, which is very good for them. I guess everybody right now is wanting to look at mobile carriers because everybody's at home and everybody's using their phone a lot more than they were before. But you can see that they did lead the industry in overall growth revenue percentage for the 24th consecutive quarter. And that's beating AT&T and beating Verizon out. And they did just acquire Sprint, which is also helping them in the long run right now.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's good. That's pretty good for the stock. Might even be a good long-term hold. So I'll definitely have my eye on that. I would like to see a daily chart. So yeah, it looks like they're doing pretty well actually.
That's a nice increase today.
Yeah, even through the whole pandemic recession, or not recession, but the whole pandemic crisis, they're doing pretty well, given the market. So I'm gonna have my eye on TMUS for the next couple months. Think about a long-term hold, but we'll see. And then the stock that everyone has been talking about today, TWLO, up, 39% today, Tom?
Yeah, 39%.
39%. TWLO up 39%. This is crazy. Some of the call options today were up 7,000%. So that's crazy, guys. They have a ton of momentum. They're up on earnings. We talked about this in yesterday's podcast. Pretty much a lot of people have been talking about, should I buy puts on this? Guys, don't go ahead and buy puts on this. Yes, here's the thing. TWLO, it can fall tomorrow. But the thing is, it's risky to buy puts on it now because options pricing is starting to get expensive because of the extreme volatility. So you don't want to necessarily buy puts on a stock that's up 40%, especially on that first green day. Let TWLO officially set a direction and then look to play the downside on it. But personally, I'm going to try and see if TWLO can have maybe 2 more days of up, and I'll be looking to get some call credit spreads on them. So that's how I'll be playing it, but I'm not going to play it yet. If it goes up tomorrow and then maybe Monday, I'll get some call credits on it. So yeah. And then guys, tomorrow we have the jobs report coming out at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. The jobs report is expected to be horrible. Guys, you would think that with all the negative catalysts going on in the market right now, you would think the market would be down a lot right now. But it seems like every time bad news comes out about the economy or the market overall, the market shoots up. So, in this type of market, we might see, less than expected unemployment numbers. Like, for example, like we might see a good jobs report and the market might fall 500 points. Who knows? So my point is that the market's kind of weird right now. So everyone's expecting the jobs report to be horrible, but we will see. And, even if it is horrible for the past couple of weeks, we've been seeing the market go up on that. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, the earnings have really been crazy, and that's just the thing to look out for is just the craziness right now because you don't know which way the direction is going to go with the news that's coming out. Just because, obviously, like look at these companies like Lyft and Uber, they're actually shooting up right now, and then some companies that are actually reporting good earnings are actually falling, and it's just making no sense.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, who would have thought that Lyft and Uber are skyrocketing on earnings during a time when everyone is in quarantine? It's crazy.
Nobody would have ever guessed it.
Yeah, I mean, so you can play the momentum though. So it's not like you don't have to play it. You could take advantage of this craziness. So even though the market's crazy, that's not a bad thing, guys. Like there's actually a lot of opportunities right now. So Lyft and Uber, ride that momentum up, okay? And then there's also a lot of momentum plays that I'm about to list out right now. So guys, for the momentum plays, if I'm gonna list out a couple plays right now. The first one is PANW. So what is the high today, Tom?
Around 213, 214.
All right, so let's say PANW breaks 214 tomorrow. If it breaks it to the upside, then it's a good bullish play, okay? You're pretty much just looking for these plays to break their high that they had today. So the stocks I am watching tomorrow for momentum plays are PANW, FSLY, Uber, FTNT, AVLR, CRM, and RPD. So I'll have my eyes on all of these stocks tomorrow morning. Pretty much, I'm just watching them to break their highs. If they break their highs, I'm gonna buy calls on them. But if you don't trade options, you could just buy the stock or do whatever you want to do. But I will be bullish on them. So it's pretty simple. So I'm just looking for a break of the high. If that happens, I'll look to ride the momentum up. Okay, so now we're on to the $4 million put option that was the Apple 300 puts that expire on May 15th. So pretty much if we look at these real quick, so it's the Apple 300 puts for the May 15th expiration, had about $4 million put into them. So I do like this play, and considering that Apple, so Apple's at 303 right now. The 300 puts are pretty close to the money. They have a week left of expiration. Honestly, guys, it looks like this option might be being longed. So this might be a good option to buy. So if you see Apple down tomorrow, the Apple 300 puts that expire on May 15th look pretty good. So keep that in mind, guys. If you see Apple down or you see it weak, Apple 300 puts May 15th, so I will definitely have my eyes on those.
Yeah, and they are sitting right on this technical as well.
I mean, they're sitting on a strong resistance level that Tom just mentioned. The market's kind of weak right now. How many days has Apple had up just on an open to close basis? So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green days in a row on Apple. from the open to the close. So I really think we should start to see a potential, little pullback at least. So I do like these. Apple 300 puts for May 15th. Keep your eyes on them. Okay, now we're going to get into the frequently asked questions from yesterday's video. So we have Hunter with the first one saying, awesome podcast, guys. People are doing well trading in this environment. People who are doing well trading in this environment should really thrive when things aren't as wild. It's crazy how the economy on lockdown has caused some of the craziest run in stocks I've ever seen. I second that. I think the markets will move big in a week or two when data starts coming out about how the states that reopened are doing with the virus. Hopefully it's good news that comes out. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Pretty much everything you said I agree with. But yeah, I especially agree with, guys, if you can make money in this market, or if you guys could do well in this market, you should be able to kill it when the market comes back to normal. We're trading in some of the most volatile, weird times right now. So if you could do good now, you're set. Then we have you saying, keep doing your things, guys. This is one of the best stock market channels on YouTube. Also watching MRNA for earnings tomorrow. First of all, thank you. And Tom, if you want to pull up a chart of MRNA. They report earnings yet?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
look at that.
Wow.
That's a huge spike in pre-market right there.
I mean, that's the thing. So I hope you traded this good. It seems very, very volatile. Looks pretty hard to trade. So
looks like you would have had to buy puts when the market opened.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's up today, but it looks like you had to buy puts at open. So hopefully either you bought puts at open or you bought calls yesterday before close. So thank you for the comment, though. We have Joe saying PayPal and Shop. Unbelievable. Are they too high to buy? I like Apple, Microsoft, and Facebook. Sold covered calls on Intel and Nike. So let's take a look at PayPal. I definitely wouldn't buy PayPal for a long-term hold right now. I did like it for a momentum play. It's a decent momentum play. It's just very volatile right now. How about Shop?
Yep, Shopify. They should do just as well as PayPal.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. I don't like them for long-term holds right now because they're so high. I just think they're a little bit too overpriced. Do you have any insight with any of these plays, Tom?
Yeah, I definitely think that they could definitely see a pullback. If you go back in history with a lot of these stocks, you got to realize that stocks go up and stocks go down. So you can see that while we did have a nice, very nice uptrend right here, they did then have a pullback once the price got too high. And that's just what's going to happen with all these stocks. They always go up and they always go down. And whenever something's this high, you never want to buy it for a long-term play. But if you want to go ahead and buy calls and play those momentum plays, more power to you. Those are very good options. So.
Yeah, for sure. Edwin, we have laugh out loud. Looks like I was dead wrong about Lyft. He thought it was going to tank after earnings. Who knew losing only $400 million would pump up a stock price? WTF. I totally agree with you, but at this point, let's just, instead of fighting the momentum, let's just ride it. Let's take advantage of this craziness. Let's buy calls on the breakouts, and same with Uber. So I totally agree with you, though. Who would have thought that Lyft and Uber spike up like this?
Yeah, and Lyft is still looking very well on the technicals in after hours today. So they could even break the highs tomorrow and run up towards 35.
For sure. So Max said, man, I look forward to these videos. Learning is great and the info given is priceless. You're right about Apple. The 10-day hourly chart shows that it is about to reverse. And let's see, the daily chart has hit a double top at around 304, just like Tom said. So Mac and Tom are definitely on the same page with Apple. Let's see, that one should be in the bag. Triple M is showing the complete opposite of Apple, and that should be a nice pop coming on that stock. I would place a buy at the 143 level to be safe on the safe side, because the daily 6 month is crossed MACD, reverse head and shoulders. So he said Triple M is one of the best setups he's seen. So that, first of all, thank you for your comment. Thank you for the endless comments for the past, I don't even know how many videos, but yeah, I totally agree with you on Triple M and Apple. So, they should be interesting setups. Triple M, it's just waiting. You know what I mean? There's so many reasons why Triple M should be up. I think we just have to give it time, so.
Yep, I'm in Triple M myself for the long term, and I'm really just playing out that dividend right now while they're moving sideways, and I'm really hoping for over the next couple of years for them to definitely shoot back up above $200 to $250 range towards their highs again.
So Tom, do you think Triple M's gonna go up like maybe like next 2 weeks or so, or 1 week?
Next 2 weeks or so, I do like the Head and Shoulders play on it, but if it does continue to break down, I will be more bearish on it for the next couple of weeks. But where it is right now, it's right on that shoulder, so it's pretty much forming the shoulder right now. So it pretty much has to go up over the next few days, or else I will be bearish on it. But you
Yeah.
can see there's so many red candles in a row right now, and it did kind of break a little bit lower today. So I'm really going to be looking at it in pre-market tomorrow and just over the next coming week, because if it really starts breaking lower, like towards like 143, I will be bearish on it then.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel similar. This is a stat modeling play. There's so many reasons why it should be up right now, and it is very likely to go up in the next couple of days. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of bullish signals on this, but Tom, my point was that since Triple M has had so many red candles in a row, honestly, you could just sell a put on it. You know what I mean? It's like you could sell like maybe the 140 put that expires next week, and you'll get. Let me just see real quick. So Triple M, the 140 put for next week is sitting at about. You could pick up about $100 if you do that. And when we get this bounce with Triple M soon, whether it's tomorrow or Monday, when we get this bounce up, you could just it's pretty much free money.
Yeah,
So
just sell that off right there for that premium,
exactly.
and then go ahead, and then if it falls below, then I just pick up 100 more shares, no problem.
Exactly. So yeah, Triple M does look bullish though, for the next couple of days, and I feel pretty good about it. There's a lot of reasons why it should go up, and we're looking pretty good right now. So we will definitely keep our eye on it closely. We have Anto saying, "What is your take on Bitcoin having this mid-May? It will rocket or opposite? Thanks in advance." So, have you looked at Bitcoin at all recently, Tom?
I really have, but I haven't been looking at the chart on it too much. I've just been looking at a ton of articles that I've noticed. I've heard a lot of good things about them. Like people have been talking about since everybody's at home, obviously people are using Bitcoin a lot more than they were. But still, it's still not my favorite thing in the world, just because it's so unsafe right now, and it's something that whenever it costs $6,000 to $15,000 for a coin, you're looking at, you can't really buy everything with it. So it's not the same as like a US dollar. And that's really what bothers me with it. And plus, they can devalue. And if that does devalue, like look at all the people who thought it was going to go up to 100,000 and were buying whenever it was at 25,000, and they lost 50%. They're very upset, and that's because it's just not a very safe thing. It's a very volatile thing to trade with a very good setup, but it's definitely not a good long-term thing for me anyways, just based off of safety.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like pros and cons to it. Like I know you can't there's not people can't just wake up one day and then print unlimited Bitcoins. You know what I mean? Like that's good. While the government's always printing money, it's like there's pros and cons to Bitcoin. That's just like on an individual basis. But honestly, I mean, it is very volatile right now. I really haven't been watching it too much lately, but Bitcoin's one of those securities where it's just essentially a big momentum play, So when it catches momentum, it tends to move really, really big, but you just got to play the waves, But there are pros and cons to holding it long term and trading it. Elijah said, awesome explanations on when to day trade and swing trade, Mike and Tom. What you guys have been teaching me is patience and letting setups confirm before I get in case of FOMO. Yeah, for sure. So patience is the biggest thing, just let the setups come to you. Don't try and force trades. People sometimes always just want to force a trade. It's not how the game works. But yeah, awesome job. Thank you for the comment, Elijah. Ronnie said, love the video, guys. What is your biggest position in the long term? So Tom, if you want to answer this one.
Yeah, definitely. My biggest position was 3M, like we talked about before. I did get in a little bit early before this pandemic actually occurred. You can see this white circle on my charts here. I got in at about 158 right here, and I've just been holding it ever since. And I did hold even whenever they fell all the way down to 114. And I was down quite a bit, but I do believe in them in the long term. And this is like a Warren Buffett play here. So, you have to buy it and you have to hold it no matter what. And you can see it dropped, and now it's looking like it's going to start coming back here. And that's why I went ahead and bought it, because I'm not too worried about it going down over the long term. If it goes down to 100 a share, I'm confident that it will come back to 250 within 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, I like it. Let me see. So we have B saying, what do you think of FSLY? I'm going to pull that up.
Yep, FSLY.
So
Oh,
I
wow.
called this out for momentum, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, and it's right at its highs right now. And if it breaks it again, like if it breaks this 35.25 level, definitely get in, because it's going to definitely fly. You can see the momentum it had today was just insane. So if it breaks it, play it upwards tomorrow. It's going to go up if it does break that.
Right. Yeah. So it's a momentum play. Romeo said options are too advanced for me. Can you do more videos on day plays and swing plays? Thank you so much, beginner. So yeah, Romeo, pretty much all the talk we're doing with options, you can translate that directly into stock. So like, for example, how I say, Apple 300 puts, right? You can just take that, like you don't have to buy a put, you could just short Apple, like you can translate this directly. So how we just talked about FSLY, we talked about buying it if it breaks a high. You could do the same thing. You just don't have to buy calls. So you could just buy the stock. But yeah, thank you for your comment. We have Ali saying, great video, guys. I keep checking my YouTube notifications in the evening, waiting for the video to come out every day. That is awesome. Definitely the top comment of this video. So thank you for that. Brings up a good point. Guys, one, if you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. But two, you could also set notifications for every time we post a new video. You could get a notification for that. So you could be the first one to see the watch list, first one to see the plays every night. So you can do that by where it says subscribe at the bottom. There's just a little bell, and all you have to do is click that. So we have Hayward saying, I follow 2 of your momentum plays, CCL and DFS. The winning streak so far on your calls I followed. Keep it up. Limited what I played because I was waiting on my PayPal bonanza. Awesome. Keith said, what do you think about BPY, LEDS, and Intel? Are REITs even worth investing in at the moment, being that things are not so good at the moment? Keith, so Tom, do you want to talk about the stocks you listed first?
Yeah, I definitely heard Intel in there, and that's the chart I went ahead and pulled up. So with Intel, I really like them for the long term because they are a chip maker again. They make CPUs, which are central processing units for computers, and pretty much every computer needs them. And they are very fair priced right now, around 60 a share, and their highs are 70 a share. And if we go ahead and look at that difference, if I can pull up my trend line here. So if we went ahead and take our price right now, and if we hit the high somewhere around 68, let's just say, you're looking at a 15% gain on this. And if you're buying this long term, that's a pretty good gain on the long term stock within a few months, because it is looking like a bull flag setup right now.
Yeah, for sure. And then if you want to pull up BPY and LEDS real quick. So I just checked them out. BPY is a lower price stock. Horrible chart. Definitely would not invest in this. And then what was LEDS? Can you look at that real quick? This is a penny stock. I would never trade that. I used to trade penny stocks. They're very rigged. They're very volatile, and they just don't really make sense. There's a lot of fraud that goes on with them. Honestly, I would just recommend staying away from them. But in terms of your REIT question, honestly, the best thing you can do right now is just wait. The economy is it's at a point of, it's like an inflection point, you could say. So the economy right now is just very uncertain. And I think right now is a bad time to invest, like, especially like a long term. Like there's no like absolute horrible point to invest in for the long term. Like, it's always good to invest. But the thing is right now I feel like you can do better if you just wait a little bit, because we are so uncertain with the economy right now. So like, let's say the economy starts to fall more, right? You'll have an opportunity to buy better companies at a better price if you just wait. And, if we find out that, all the states that reopen and the economy is going to be reopening soon, then the market should be able to rebound, and, you still should be able to get in for a decent price. But I feel like, honestly, just wait, Keith. There's a lot of variables with the economy overall right now. And my problem is that the market just rebounded too much, in my opinion. We see record horrible, economic data, and we have the market up 400 points, so I definitely do think we're in for another like correction, you could say, or like fall down. But we're just gonna have to wait and see on that. So keep that in mind. Honestly, though, I would just like save up money on the side right now, and then when there is a good opportunity, either when things clear up or if the market falls again, then that's when I would go in. Matthew said, "What program do you use to chart?" Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. Peter with the first comment. There we go. And that is it. So, Tom, did you have any last minute stocks, options, any setups to go over?
No, but I did want to address one thing is that I do want to be friends with whoever posts that who wants to be friends.
Right.
I do want to be your friend, man. So I'm answering your question now. I appreciate the comments, though.
Every single video, we have maybe five of those comments.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, whoever's commenting, yes. So yeah, but yeah, that being said, guys, I think we had a pretty awesome episode for today. We have a lot of great plays. Even though the market's going crazy, there are a lot of opportunities, guys. So like, especially Apple. We had someone put $4 million into the Apple 300 puts that expire next week, okay? Whoever put that money in there probably knows something, okay? The only question we have to answer is this person shorting those options or are they longing them? How are we going to know? If Apple is down tomorrow or showing some, if it's going down, they probably longed those puts. So, guys, keep an eye on those. We have a lot of momentum plays like PANW, UBER, CRM. I'm not going to list the whole thing again, but yeah, keep that in mind, guys. We have the jobs report coming out tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Central Time. So keep that in mind, guys. The market's crazy, but there are a lot of great opportunities. You guys could join if you want free options or stock day trading alerts. Click the link in the description down below. Join our Discord channel. We have about 700 members in there every single day talking stocks, finance, and just, options and stocks. It's an awesome community. We have some awesome members in that chat. And then, guys, lastly, if you guys aren't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, and you could see our daily stock market watch list on your homepage for completely free. We talk about everything that's going to be going on in the overall market and pretty much some of the hottest picks, and we even run custom scans like to find these Apple puts that someone put $4 million into. So keep that in mind. And then if you guys have questions, let us know in the comments down below. You guys get your questions answered. And then at the same time, comments help the YouTube channel grow. So I just want to say thank you guys for everyone who's been commenting. It helps the channel so much. And on that note, like I said, any questions or anything, let us know in the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.